Hey everybody, welcome back to Fix the Rust Bucket. As you can see, the Firebird is not in the garage, nor is the Bronco. There's a 2001 Mitsubishi Eclipse Spider 5-speed manual car. The engine's already pulled out. Those videos will be coming out shortly, so don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. This video is going to be reviewing Super Clean products. Okay, so before I get started with the video, I would like to let everybody know I am not getting paid for this review or for using Super Clean's products here at Fix the Rust Bucket. Super Clean was kind enough to send us out these three products, a t-shirt and I got a hat, and asked us to review their product and let you, the viewers, know how their product performs. I will show you very shortly here how disgusting, oily and grimy this car is, and we're going to see if Super Clean actually can clean it up like they say. But before we get started, there is a few things I'd like to go over. It was information that came with the Super Clean products, which if you were to purchase them, you would also get the same information, or you can go to superclean.com. Now, they do recommend using only cold water when using their product and apply it to a cool surface. Also, it states to not let the product itself completely dry up on your surface. So before I get outside and actually start using their products and we see how they perform, I'm going to go over the three bottles they sent us real quick. Now this here is their degreaser in a spray bottle form, liquid spray bottle form. This here is the same product that's in this bottle, but this one in aerosol can comes out as foam, and they promote that it sticks to vertical surfaces better. We will find out on the engine for sure. And then this last bottle over here is their all-wheel cleaner, foams away grime and breaks dust and road grime. You can see here on the tip, it's got a foaming tip on it. So we're going to try this as well. We have a lot to clean, so let's get started. All right, so before we get them outside to clean them off, let's give you a quick peek of how filthy dirty this really is. The heat shield looks like it's been baked on like an oven right here. We'll see how well Super Clean does with removing that. The rest, all the way down to the bottom of the oil pan, from the top of this valve cover gasket, is just covered in oil. Back here on the back side, same thing. Oil's all over the place. Grime, road grime, dirt, everything that's stuck to the oil. You can see down there where the oil filter is, how dirty it is. And over on this side, it's not too bad. There is a little bit, but it's actually not as bad as I thought it was. You can see the wet marks around here from the oil dripping. All right, so moving over to the car, the engine bay is just as dirty as the engine itself that was leaking that bad. This is the passenger side headlight housing, and you can see the oil even made its way into there, and then the road grime and dirt and dust just sticking to it. Along here, that is the AC pump covered, the frame rail, back along the rack and pinion, lower control arm. There's just oil everywhere. The cross member with the engine, for the engine mount, disgusting. And then over, same thing on that side, it's just covered in filth. All right, so now as you can see in the video, I have, just real quick here, I have everything covered in tape and bags. That's just sealing off the electrical components and some of the hoses. Same thing over here on the engine. We have the fuel rails and all the other plugs and stuff covered up with bags. Now, it's not necessary to do what I did with the engine in the car, being that we've pulled the engine out, all of the plugs are exposed. Now, inside the engine, the plugs are water resistant. I'm not going to say they're waterproof, but they're water resistant. You can probably get away with doing the cleaning with the engine in the car. Let it dry up, get it all dried out, then go ahead and you can start the engine again. Being that it's pulled out, we're just limiting the exposure to the plugs and the water getting into it. Your fuse box, which is underneath of that bag and all the duct tape there, fuse box, you want to cover that up. You don't want to get too much water inside there. All right, so we're going to use the aerosol can because it's spray foam and it sticks to vertical surfaces better. So we're going to go ahead and spray this entire engine down, let it sit for probably about 15 minutes. Again, remember, don't let this dry up on the surfaces. If it's starting to dry up, respray it or rinse it off. So let's get down to spraying this. 30 seconds into spraying this down, and the Super Clean is already starting to eat away at the oil, grime, and everything else. All right, so with that, we've got the engine covered with the spray foam. We're gonna go ahead and let it sit for probably about 15 minutes. It just depends on your weather. It's pretty cool outside right now, so I don't think it'll dry up too fast. Keep an eye on it. Again, if you come down here and look and see the drips, it's already doing its job, and we haven't even started to wash this. You can see in these drip marks, the grease and grime coming off the engine. So we're gonna give it about 10 or 15 minutes, and then we'll come back, clean it off with a pressure washer, see how it does. Okay, so here's the results. We're back in the garage, car, engine, and transmission. Before I get started with that, I would like to apologize. I ran out of daylight, not because it took so long to do the cleaning. I ran out of daylight because I got started late today. I was not able to use the wheel cleaner yet. I am going to do another review on the wheel cleaner itself, and I believe this bottle's big enough. It's probably going to handle 2 or 3 of my cars. So we'll do a separate video on the wheel cleaner and see how that performs. With that said, if the wheel cleaner performs like their degreasers just performed, I have no doubt it's going to work. So stay tuned for that video. But let's get into these two right here and how they did. Now, I did use a power washer on this, so it does assist a little bit more than just a garden hose. You can use a garden hose to hose and clean this stuff off. Again, Super Clean recommends only cold water and cool surfaces. Did the power washer help in removing more? I wouldn't say it helped in removing more. Super Clean's what broke down and ate through the grease and grime. The power washer just helped me where I didn't have to say use a brush in corners and stuff like that. That's it. If you were to use a garden hose, maybe you have to put a little bit of elbow grease into it to get up in the cracks and crevices. I didn't have to. I sprayed all, you saw it, I sprayed this foam all over the engine, top, bottom, all the way around. Same thing with the transmission. I let everything sit for 10 minutes only. 10 minutes on the car, 10 minutes on the engine, 10 minutes on the transmission. Hit it with cold water, and we're going to show you the results right now. Let's go over a little bit of what we have here. So start off with this power steering pump. And I'm going to try and get you guys before and after shots on these, if I have them. That's the back side of the power steering pump. It looks clean. I'm not going to say it looks brand new, but it's brand new. It looks like a new part installed on the engine. Come back around over here. This was actually the worst side of it. Looking at the valve cover. Now again, I didn't put a brush on anything. So yeah, there's a little bit of crud. This light is not doing it justice. Down underneath here, remember what the oil filter and the oil filter housing looked like? It was disgusting. Let's go over to the car. Down here in the car. If you remember back here where the rack and pinion was, or is, but what the rack and pinion looked like, look at that. That's no brushing. That's clean. It can't be any cleaner than that. Back there, all those parts, this frame rail, clean. Here's the headlight housing, all cleaned out. Now this was the really cruddy part. The cross member for the engine to mount on, it's gone. The stuff is gone. Look at the power steering pump. Remember what that looked like. It's all cleaned off. Over here, it's great. Now the transmission, let's scoot over to the tranny real quick. So what the transmission looked like? There you go. What can you say? Super Clean did what it said it would do, and it took the grime, oil, grease, dirt. It took everything off of there with little effort at all on my part. I do have this paper here. If you wanted to get Super Clean, you can go right to Super Clean's website, which I said earlier was superclean.com. And they actually have a place where you can do a store locator for your location. I have this little piece of paper here real quick. These are stores that they sell Super Clean at. All right, so that's going to wrap it up for this video and my review and opinion of the Super Clean product. If you have a greasy, grimy mess to clean up, get yourself some Super Clean. It'll take care of the problem for you. Super Clean, I want to thank you very much for sending the products out. It performed like you said it would. And I look forward to using the Super Clean product from now on here at the Fix the Rust Bucket channel with our future projects.